Hey, back. We're back. Two things. First of all, the debut of the new cut, the new trim. Just spontaneous. Nothing much to add. Just spontaneous, spur of the moment kind of thing. And the other thing, the shirt. Yeah, I've had this for some time now. I thought I would debut it around maybe Canada or something. But then we had the issues with the channel. I couldn't post and all this stuff. So I thought let's hold it off. And then Zandvoort came around. So I thought let's just wait for Zandvoort, our home race, Max's home race. Well, our home race in a sense. Uh, but yeah, turns out it's not as good of an occasion to debut the shirt. Cause well, if you watched Zandvoort, then you know why. The only good thing coming out of the whole weekend was that we got Max to sign on for 4 more years. So uh, partial loyalty, let's say. We'll get more into it later on. For now, let's get into the weekend. Notebook's back, by the way. I thought I'd be done with this notebook after IPL. Is it after IPL or somewhere there, man? I thought I would be done with the notebook. Yeah, guess the notebook has other plans. Uh, so FP1 already concerns for us when we came to the first and final practice of the weekend. Max was complaining about the downshifts, but this weekend it seemed more obvious than other weekends that yeah, the downshifts they are quite bad. Actually, you could see the car snap on downshift. You could see him have oversteer. So yeah, big concerns. But then I thought, maybe we will not do so well in the sprint part of the weekend. Maybe by qualifying Saturday evening by Sunday, we will have a better setup, let's say. But it didn't translate. It didn't translate into that direction. Uh, First of all, Yuki was in before we even move ahead from that. Yuki was in VCAB. He was in the Racing Bulls basically, in place of Liam Lawson, who was Max's teammate because Isaac Hadja had injured his wrist, so he had to skip out this weekend. So shake up in the Red Bull overall lineup, not Red Bull Racing lineup, Red Bull overall lineup, including the sister team as well. And Yuki put up quite a performance, Abe, for the whole weekend to have no actual running time, no real practice in this iteration of cars. He managed to stay quite close to the points. He missed out on the points as well, but yeah, it was just one of those things, man. Luck or unlucky come towards the end. I think it was battling Gasly and that whole gaggle for the final few points positions, and he couldn't make it stick, let's say. So he could have scored his first points on debut this season, but yeah, it didn't work out. Anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's try take it session by session. So Friday, yeah, big concerns for Red Bull. Aston Martin as well, they were showing concerns on their power units. So apparently they've unlocked about 30 odd horsepower or something like that, but they only decided to use half of it. They wanted to stress test the engine and see how it would react before unleashing its full potential, was the terminology used by Aston. And apart from that, yeah, nothing much really. Just one practice session. I'm not sure you could read too much into the times. Your usual suspects, Ferrari, Mercedes, and your odd McLaren. They were your usual suspects. Although Ferrari way on the back foot, if we're being honest. It seemed like this weekend wasn't gonna go so much into their favor, and it turned out similarly that it didn't go in their favor. The main thing was that Mercedes was gonna dominate, and McLaren, well, at least on Lando's side, they looked pretty good compared to Oscar's side. So that's pretty much where everyone was hinting the battle would be for the win, for the lead, and everything. And then we get into sprint qualifying. So into sprint qualifying, there wasn't too much, not anything crazy to report about, except for Kimi in SQ3, SQ1, which one was it? I think, yeah, the final sprint qualifying session. Basically, Kimi was on a hot lap. He overcooked it, let's say, went into the gravel, damaged the floor and everything. No, this was in SQ1, sorry. In SQ1, he ran off, and then he damaged the floor, and then he lost downforce quite severely. So that basically hampered him throughout the whole session. And yeah, apart from that, it was a thrilling battle between Lando and George. I forgot who set the first benchmark, but come the checkered flag of SQ3, the gap between P1 and P2, between Lando P1 and Russell P2, was 0.041 seconds, so 400ths of a second between the two. Very, very close for pole. After that, we head off to the sprint on Saturday. I've just saved some notes. I'm trying to find them as well on my notepad. Can't pull them up actually. So the sprint. Yeah, so I'm not sure if people paid attention to this, but coming to the end of the formation lap, when the cars were parking up on the grid, Max ended up locking his tires. There was a huge puff of smoke. Not sure if anyone caught that out. And then with Checo, it was quite confusing because I think it was a pit lane start for him, but then he didn't start, and then he came out later on to get like track information, car information, just do laps and everything. So Checo's situation in that sense was a bit confusing. Apart from Checo, someone who did not finish the race in its entirety, or someone who wasn't classified, one was Carlos Sainz, the other one was Nico Hulkenberg. They didn't finish the race. With Nico, it was a suspected power unit issue. With Sainz, I want to say it was the same thing, but I'm not sure. I didn't get any updates on that. Maybe I was looking in the wrong place. Maybe. After that, Russell come to the start of the sprint. Russell got off well. He led basically all the laps, all the 24 laps of the sprint. Lando stayed close initially, but Russell managed to get the lead off the line, and then he just controlled his pace, eked out gaps between him and Lando here and there, and then yeah, he just managed it afterwards. Lando was complaining about rear tires. Rears were a huge limitation for him, and that converted for him and other drivers as well on Sunday as well in the main GP. Apart from that, the biggest battle was Leclerc. He was fighting Norris. It was, where is it? From the first laps up until lap 18, it took Leclerc to get through Lando for P2. Leclerc was on softs. Lucky he made that work for him, because the rest of the whole grid was on mediums. So I thought maybe Leclerc would have actually faded off come the final stages, maybe around lap 18 to 20, I did expect Leclerc to fall off a cliff, but he didn't. He managed to keep his tires in decent condition, and he made that move stick on Lando, and he had enough pace, enough grip to keep ahead. Apart from that, Max was stuck in P6. He couldn't move forward, and Lewis in P7. Kimi also couldn't get Leclerc for what's it called? P3, and then Leclerc ended up moving ahead of Norris and Leclerc into P2, and then Kimi as well couldn't do anything to Lando. So Kimi was stuck in P4 pretty much the whole sprint. What else? When Leclerc overtook Lando, then Kimi was stuck behind Lando, yes. And then rain, yes, around lap 20 or 21. Or was it lap 19? Somewhere there, around lap 20, let's say. Alex, I think it was Alex who got the first message saying that we expect rain and everything. Was it class half or class 1 or something like that? Something like that, a message like that came up, and then everyone was listening into the team radios. People were getting mixed messages. The problem with Zandvoort is because it's right by the beach, it can be bone dry and super sunny for one moment, and then within like 5, 10, 15 minutes it's pouring down. It's like pissing cats and dogs. So there was a huge confusion if you just stayed on the radio messages, because some guys were being told it's coming, some guys were told they were okay and everything. In the end, just as Russell and the guys were taking the checkered flag, as Max and them were taking the checkered flag, the way it bucketed down was you felt like you got robbed of something interesting had that rain come just maybe 10 minutes earlier, 5 minutes earlier. So yeah, it's unfortunate that this season it seems that every time we were promised rain, it's always stayed away. It's always eluded away. Because even on Sunday, you had rain before the race. You had rain, I think, up until the laps to the grid, and then the rain stopped, and then it was bone dry. So unfortunate, the stuff that happened with the rain this whole season, basically. Even in Canada, if someone remembers, we were promised rain for the GP. It never happened, but it's just one of those. And then what else did I save? Yeah, apart from that, basically Russell took the win. Kimi was P4. So Russell was biting into Kimi's lead, but again, the sprint point gains is not massive. But then come the final round, you will need every point in your favor. So it's one of those things. And then we go into qualifying. Where's qualifying? Yeah, qualifying. So Russell took pole in the what's it called, sprint qualifying. He took pole by 400ths of a second. Come the main qualifying session, Lando got his revenge. He got his revenge by a 10th. He beat both Mercedes drivers by a 10th and a bit. Russell beat what's his name, Kimi, by about 300ths, because it was that close. Russell was 0.103 or 10 behind Lando, and then Kimi was 0.130 behind Lando. So between Lando and George, it was 0.03, something like that, the gap. 300ths between the two, let's say the assumed title protagonists, although Kimi is a long way ahead. And then McLaren, they made some setup changes. Apparently they made some huge setup changes from the sprint that clearly worked, because Lando was ahead by a mile. In qualifying, if you're ahead by a 10th, it seems like a lot. At least to me, it seems like a lot. Like you had a whole lot of pace. And then apart from that, yeah, Verstappen again, we were struggling. Even in the sprints, I think Max was P7 or P8, I think. Even in qualifying, the main qualifying for Sunday's GP, Max was again 7 or 8. We were basically the fourth fastest car, and it showed. So it's unfortunate having signed the new contract 4 years until 2030. We couldn't do anything, so it's unfortunate. But yeah, and then come what's it called? Come Sunday, come the main GP. Checo had a pit lane start with the what's it called? Suspension changes done to his car. Hey, Cadillac suspension and brakes, man. They've been headaches. And then come to the start of the race, Russell spun it on the line off the as soon as the lights went out and they hit the go pedal. Russell spun his tires, is what I meant to say, rather. That he got wheel spin, he got bogged down. Lando kept the lead from Kimi, and then Kimi managed to stay ahead of Russell. They were both side by side, and then on the inside or the outside, Kimi got ahead of Russell off the line, and then behind these three was Oscar and Lewis. Then at the end of lap 1, coming exactly to the end of lap 1, the track was, let's say, it wasn't bone dry, it had moisture in it. So what you do is avoid curbs and avoid the white line. So if you look at Max's replay, his onboard replay, to me it seemed like his right tires, front and rear I can't really say, but front definitely, were on the white line, and the white line is wet. When there's moisture, it's wet, there's no grip, you don't get traction off the white line. So that definitely had a role to play. And because that final corner is on such a banking that you need traction, you need to sort of fight the steering wheel, because the car wants to jump to the wider what's it called, wider racing line rather than the tighter racing line through the corner. The car wants to go up the banking rather than stay at the bottom. So in that, him with the steering not having traction on one side, and then again the fear that was mentioned, I'm not sure at what point in the weekend it was mentioned, but it was mentioned that these cars haven't had time running in the wet conditions. So the problem was that this iteration of cars, when you apply the gas pedal, when you press the go pedal, you sometimes get a huge boost of torque that early on, if people noticed, a lot of drivers were being caught out by that jerkiness from the car. So I thought maybe that would have also had a play, that maybe he got a little extra boost, and that maybe made the rear want to overtake the front of the car. And then in that, trying to do that correction, no grip on one side, the other side is gripped up, and then moist conditions on the track. I think this is what happened. I haven't heard anyone's what do you say? Anyone's analysis exactly in detail of what happened, what led to it. But I think this is what happened. A couple of things played a factor. One was that extra torque possibly kicked in. I didn't see the telemetries of the gas pedal. And then definitely his tire was on the white line, so grip played a difference. And then the car also, it was under acceleration, that corner, you take it at speed. So I thought maybe just the car wanting to push to the outer side of the banking. I thought maybe, yeah, I think this is what led to that incident. It was definitely driver error, definitely. But yeah. And then on the second restart, we actually had another issue that oh no, wait, even before that, while Max was spinning and crashing from the outer barrier and his car was coming to the inner barrier, where was it? He was white line, yes, yes, yes. Cautious white tire. Gabby as well behind Max. Like Gabby lost it on his own. Gabby was in around the middle of the track, and then I don't know. I don't know. Maybe his tires didn't grip. Uh, Maybe it was again that extra torque that kicked in. Gabby spun it on his own. He was lucky to get away without smashing the wall. And then his teammate Nico Hulkenberg, the Hulk, he was lucky with those F1 driver reactions. Normally, the logic I heard from some other F1 drivers a long time ago was if you see an incident happening ahead, drive to where that incident is. Drive to the car where it is, where that incident has occurred and where that car is. Because very likely that the car, by the time you get there, the car would have moved away, would have skidded away, and the cars are so sensitive that you can do these quick corrections and everything. So if you look at Nico's what's it called onboard, slow it down, right? He drives into the smoke. He gets so lucky that first of all, Gabby is going across the track from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. Nico stays towards the middle-ish, slightly moving outside, and then just as the smoke clears, or at least from the camera, just as that clears, then he just misses Gabby's front wing and his front end. They just missed, man. Just missed. So super lucky on that occasion. Audi could have suffered a double DNF on the first lap. But actually it turned out to be Haas who suffered a double DNF, to be honest. Jeez, man. Haas. Haas is one of those underdog teams that you root for to do well. But there are limitations, man. Financially, it just doesn't pan out for them. Ocon, I think he retired the car after mid race or something like that. But what's his name? Ollie Behrman. After the whole Max's crash and the red flag was finished, when the cars were doing the formation lap to the grid for the standing start, Ollie's engine went off. So the cars had to do an extra formation lap because of Ollie's engine going off. So unfortunate for those guys, ass. And then this was your start, basically. Yeah, on the restart, Kimi Antonelli got a better launch. He passed Lando for the lead into that early turn one, somewhere there. He kept it on the inside. Lando squeezed him to the wall. It was quite, let's say, on the edge. It was quite edgy, let's say. But Kimi held his line and he forced it. And yeah, if I remember correctly, that was Kimi's overtake to get the lead, stick to the inside and force Lando out. And then for much of the race, Kimi looked good, but then Lando, he was complaining many a times that he doesn't have grip, his rears are gone and everything. But he managed to stay in touching distance around that 1 second, within that 1 second, just outside that 1 second mark of Kimi. And then he saw an opportunity, made his overtake stick. And then, yeah. What else? Around lap 5, Arvid got a penalty for a yellow flag infringement, and so did Franco. Now, the interesting thing on this one for Franco is I've heard Matt and Tommy talk about it. They were saying that Franco was already trying to overtake, I think Yuki it was, but then because of Max's situation and what happened, the sector was registered as a yellow flag, and then Franco, while also trying to avoid and everything, Yuki also trying to avoid and everything, Franco ended up getting ahead and everything. So they were arguing that it was unfair, and I'll be honest, I didn't check it out. I didn't check it out. If that is the case, then Franco should have just given back. He should have just given back the position to Yuki and not have this whole fiasco go off. But yeah, I guess the team maybe thought that they got ahead. And yeah, it was just one of those things where you could say, to quote Matt and Tommy, that the FIA was going by the rule book, but no one was going by common sense. To quote those guys, that was basically the situation of that. And then the race, what's going on? Yeah, and then coming towards the end, the race was run with Lando in the lead, but a late safety car and new tires for Kimi and Lewis made things interesting. The race was quite boring, let's be honest. The race was quite boring. So in the middle phases, and Kimi was on what, mediums or hards? I think he was on hards. In the middle phases, he was on hards, and then Lando. What happened? Lando pitted earlier, or he pitted after Kimi or something, and then I'm forgetting the strategy, the way it paid out. But basically, I think Lando stayed out, and then Lando had track position, and I don't think Lando was planning to pit, or he pitted later, something like that. And then there was that whole strategy fiasco going on in the top, and then coming under behind these guys, the Ferrari boys, Lewis was on a fast strategy. Leclerc, he was fighting Russell. Lewis ended up catching Leclerc, and then instead of having team orders, I found this odd in the race itself. I thought, this is so stupid. Just give the team order to let Hamilton go. Tell Leclerc he's on a different strategy. He has to go through to not waste his time and his momentum. And then they ended up wasting like 2 or 3 laps, telling Leclerc to box. Leclerc said he didn't want to box. Leclerc wanted to have that offset with Russell, and then they ended up pitting Leclerc anyways. And then come to the end, Leclerc was the one catching Hamilton and all this nonsense. Hey man, see, when you're a Ferrari driver, right? Science proved this best. You need to be your own strategist. If you don't want to pit, don't pit. Screw what the pit wall is saying. If you don't want to pit, don't pit. Stay out, make your own strategy, make your own call based on your tires and the information you have in the cockpit. Even though those guys on the pit wall have all these computers, all these data points and everything, don't listen to them. That was made evident by Carlos Sainz when he was with Ferrari. So Leclerc should have just been vocal. He should have just let Hamilton through and said, no, I'm building the tire offset with George, so I'm not pitting. But yeah, they ended up pitting Leclerc. And then Hamilton came on and he said, great wasting time and all this. And then later on, we had that safety car, Russell and what's his name? No, not Russell. Kimi and Hamilton. They put the new tires on. They left Russell out to dry towards the end. What happened was Kimi was on new tires, hunting Lando apparently for the lead. I never saw that happening. The thing is, Lando had enough pace in the car this weekend. His setup was so good that he could manage his tires, even though he was complaining about rear tires being worn out and everything. The thing is, the many of the times these drivers call bluffs. So for the longest time, Max's downshifts are terrible. In the middle, there was a time when it was a bluff. Before, when it was with Lewis, he would always bluff that his tires are finished and everything. If you remember his Mercedes days. So I thought in the middle over there, on the odd occasion that Lando was bluffing that his tires are terrible, because once Kimi pitted, Kimi never actually gained time on Norris. So the situation was Lando was P1, Russell became P2, and Kimi became P3 after Kimi's pit stop. So I think the total gap was about 12 seconds between Lando and Kimi, with George being about 6 ahead of Kimi and 6 behind Lando in the middle. So all that time that Kimi took to get to George, Lando kept extending that exact time. So there was no net gain for Kimi while he was closing up to George and overtaking George. The gap was I think 11.8 or something seconds when Kimi got ahead of George. And the problem was that Kimi was never actually in the lead for the win. He was never in the fight for the win. And what they did with Kimi and what they did with George to let Kimi go, they implemented team orders to George to let Kimi go and chase down a win that was never on the cards. And then they left Russell out to dry. They left Russell vulnerable to both Ferraris. Lewis's tires were older than Leclerc's, but still they were both catching, and it just seemed like both Ferraris were gonna get ahead of Russell, and Mercedes were going to throw away a double podium. It seemed written that Russell was going to be knocked off the podium. But yeah, Russell managed to hold on, man. He managed to hold on. So the story at the top was about I think 18 laps, and then they needed like what 12 or 15 seconds or something like that for Kimi to catch up. Never gonna happen. And then towards the end, I thought maybe you would let what's his name? You would let Kimi fall back, give Russell that slipstream and all this, but even that never came to be. They just left George out for dry, and Russell somehow kept it ahead of the Ferraris. Basically, this was your what's it called? Your race. The mid-pack fight, by the way, in all this, two things should have been covered more. One was that mid-pack fight that was actually quite nicely covered. It was the Racing Bulls, the what's it called? Alpines throw Liam in there. I think Liam was in there as well, and then throw I think Hulkenberg in there as well. There was about 5 cars just on the fringes of points, and they were having the tussle of their life, and it was so fun to watch. But after a certain point, we ended up focusing on the cars ahead, even though they had like seconds between them. And this mid-pack fight had like milliseconds and stuff between them. So I thought they should have paid more attention to that fight. Another thing that should have been broadcast more or talked about more was Fernando Alonso starting P18 and coming up all the way to P9. So I think that should have been talked about more. But yeah, that was about it. Having said that, let's go to the results. This is the sprint. Yes. So points are awarded from P1 to P8 in that reverse order. P1 gets 8 points and P8 gets 1 point. So your point scorers in the sprint was George, Charles, Lando, Kimi in P4. George, Charles, and Lando were your podium, and then Kimi in P4, and then followed by Oscar P5, Max P6, and then Lewis P8, and then Gasly got the final point in Lewis P7, and then Gasly got the final point in P8. So that was your sprint. And then for your result, the GP result, Lando won the race. They were actually quite good on strategy. I think they had better tire management as well than Mercedes, I think. But yeah, Lando, he did well. He did well. As much as I'm not a fan of him, don't particularly like him, they did well. They did well. Kimi and George, P2 and 3, Mercedes get a double podium. They almost threw it away. They shouldn't have done what they did with Kimi. And that is that they shouldn't have let Kimi go, because at the checkered flag, the gap between Kimi and Lando was 11.5 seconds, and the gap between George and Kimi was about what should we say, 4.5 seconds between Kimi and George. So they should have played it strategically with George and Kimi. In whatever order they finished, that you could have argued at the end, you could have inverted the cars at the end, but you should have kept Kimi as a rear gunner or something, or you should have kept George as Kimi's rear gunner. So in that way, George is able to defend from the cars behind by his defensive style, driving as well, and from his his teammates slipstream and that double DRS and everything. So they should have been smart about that, Mercedes, but they played a huge gamble for no reason, and it somehow paid off for them. And then the Ferraris took P4 and 5. They need to talk it out, man. Lewis and Charles need to be clear on one thing, that look, if the other guy is on a faster tire strategy at the time, then the one on the slower strategy will let the other guy go. Don't need to pit the other car just to get it out the way. There's something called team orders. You can tell the driver to let the other guy go through. Should have done that. Should have been smarter than that, than what they did, Ferrari. Oscar P6. Hey, it seems like McLaren have forgotten Oscar, eh? They've just forgotten Oscar, it seems, man. Oscar has had a terrible year, man. Especially from that crash in the what was it, formation lap to the grid in Australia. Nothing has really gone Oscar's way, man. Let's be honest, this season it's been a horror show. Liam, the only Red Bull driver to finish the race, because Max binned it at the end of lap 1. So Liam finished P7. Good points for him. He did well as well. Now people are saying that Liam outperformed the previous Red Bull drivers and everything. But then the thing to note is that with this iteration of cars, the driver himself can't make as much of a difference compared to previous iterations. So I think even Max hinted at it, and some other guys hinted at it, that the gaps between drivers themselves is coming down, because it's all on battery and how you deploy it. And then the packages on the top 4 teams, at least, are very similar, even though you can say Mercedes is the fastest, then Ferrari, then Red Bull, then McLaren. The packages are quite similar. So track to track, you have your strengths and your weaknesses, and then that will sort out your order. But yeah, otherwise, people are saying Liam is the driver we've been looking for and everything. Uh, Last year when we gave him the drive in China, in the beginning of the season, it should have stayed with him. Red Bull got too trigger happy and dropped. Was it last year or this year when Liam was driving? Uh, yeah, Red Bull got too trigger happy, and yeah, they should have waited it out. They should have waited it out. Liam, I was eyeing Liam as the successor to Checo and all this, but yeah, okay, didn't pan out. But okay, because I don't know if you guys remember, there was a time when there was this whole huge hype about Liam, and I think it was Super Formula in Japan and everything that he was doing so well at and all this. So I thought, yeah, maybe he would succeed Checo, but okay. I think we had Yuki for a bit. Was it Liam first, then Yuki, or Yuki, then Liam? I can't even remember at this point, man, with our lineup. But basically, yeah. Moving on from Liam, Nico P8. At least Audi got points, and from their scale at the end of lap one, they can count their lucky stars that they got points. Fernando P9, first points for, I think it's first points for Aston. The package is working. The engine is still a question mark though. I've saved some posts about Fernando talking about this, so we'll get to that. And then Gasly, P10, he got the final point of the race. He also got the final point of the sprint as well. And then the Racing Bulls of Yuki and Arvid in 11th and 12th. Gabby finished in 13th, Franco in 14th, Checo in 15th. The Williams boys, yeah. Saddam Hussein's has been moving differently the last couple of GPs. If you know, you know. If you saw that Williams banging, then you know. The Williams boys in 16th and 17th, and then Valtteri is not classified. Esteban isn't classified. Lance isn't classified. Ollie and Max are also not classified. And then to note, let me read the whole thing. Colapinto and Lawson received 10-second penalties for failing to slow for yellows. Sainz received a 10-second penalty for causing a collision. In this, another thing I wanted to say was, I think it was Esteban. I think he overtook a car. I think he overtook Alex down the pit straight while that whole Max crash thing was happening. So I think we can agree that what's his name? Esteban got lucky that that didn't turn into anything for him. This was the what's it called? Sprint. Yeah, the sprint and the GP in Zandvoort. This is your standings. Fortunately, I can't make the screen like small enough to have the points showing on the other side. But let me try this. Maybe it will work. But Kimi leads the standings. He's on 242 points. George is in P2. He's tied with Lewis Hamilton on 183 points. And then Lando in P4 has 159 points. Leclerc in P5. Where is he? Leclerc in P5 has 155 points. Max in P6 has 112 points. And Oscar, the 7th driver in the standings, has 104 points. Everyone else is below 100. Isaac is on 68, and then you have Isaac on 68. Then you have Liam P9 on 49 points, and then you have Gasly on 44 points. So your top 7 are the only ones who have more than 100 points for the season tally. This was what's it called? this was the GP Zandvoort. We bid adieu to the dunes, and yeah, it was a bittersweet ending, but okay. Especially because the homeboy didn't finish, Max didn't finish, so that's why. And then we had this. I don't know if anyone else watches rugby, guys. Yo, 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 yo. 16 points to 33 points, half. New Zealand outscored by half, for crying out loud. 16 to 33 was the overall scorecard. At halftime, we were leading 13 to 12. We only got 3 more after that. I think 3 of them that we added after halftime was because of Cheslin Colby scoring the penalty. Cheslin added penalty points. He added, I think, 9 penalty points, if I'm not wrong. He took 3 penalties. So 339. I think he added 9 penalty points. Correct me if I'm wrong. But NZ got 3 tries and conversions as well. They got 3 tries and converted all those tries. That killed us, man. That killed us. SA also went 2-man down in the, I think it was the final 10 minutes. We got 2 yellow cards. So yeah, by that time it was a dire situation, man. By the last 10 minutes we lost all planning, we lost all stability, we lost everything. Ended up getting 2 yellow cards, 2-man down, so we were 13 to 15 men. And then where else? The main reasons was failed turnovers from South Africa's side. So that means that we lost the ball. Basically couldn't complete clean passes from player to player, and then got close to New Zealand's score zone, but couldn't what should I say, couldn't build the pressure for New Zealand to fumble. And then there was even a scrum, for crying out loud, that we couldn't get right in New Zealand's end zone. I think this is in the first half. There was a scrum we did. There was a scrum rather that New Zealand chose to do, and they managed to defend the scrum. So yeah, man, we lost out in a scrum, for crying out loud. Apart from that, pressure got to us and we imploded, in simple terms. We beat New Zealand last year when we went to Wellington by the biggest margin. We beat them 43 to 10 in Wellington. And then at ENGvsPak on the 23rd, we got put in our place, basically. So I think Rassi said it best in the, is it pre-match, post-match, somewhere there, the press conference, that it's a 4-match series. You lose the first, you're under pressure because you need to win 3 back-to-back. So pressure's on us now. Pressure's on us. The next match is this weekend on the 29th at DHL Stadium in Cape Town. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. We lost big time, man. We lost big time. I expected it to go close. I didn't expect it to be close first half, and then second half get such a beating, man. New Zealand had 12 in the first half. In the second half, they got 21 points. We had 13 in the second half. We only got 3 more points. So complete one-way traffic. In the second half, nothing went our way. Let's move on to cricket. Australia beat Bangladesh by an innings and 51 runs in the second test match. The series is drawn 1-1. Yeah. What did you expect? Mitchell Starc took it to ego. I love the way that people make these reels that men, when it comes to their egos and all this, and then you just see Mitch Stark running in. Yeah. Where are the notes? Where are the notes? First innings, Bangladesh, Stark, 22 balls he took to get a fifer. And then he put him with his fifer, and Pat Cummins took one, yes. Stark. Yeah, Pat Cummins took 1 wicket to put Bangladesh at 21 runs with 6 wickets down. So yeah, just have a look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 ducks in the top 6. Your all courtesy of Mitch Stark. Yeah, jeez Christ, man. Men, when it comes to their egos, this is a perfect representation, man. And then yeah, there's all-rounders and bowlers, man, got to double figures. Miraj got to 11, Hassan got to 10, Islam got to 11, and the other Islam, Shouldve, got to 14. And overall, they got to 64 runs in 34 overs with 10 wickets gone. Run rate was 1.88 and over. Frick sakes, man. Mitchell Stark, 10 overs bowled, 6 maidens. So, jeez, 6 maiden overs. So he gave 12 runs, took 6 wickets at an economy of 1.2. Again, this is a test match. You don't smash bowlers at 10, 9 or 10s in economy, but still, man, jeez Christ. This is a demolition job, man. And then Josh Hayes only got the 1, 11 overs, 2 maidens, 18 runs, 1 wicket. Pat Cummins, 10 overs, 4 maidens, 25 runs, and 3 wickets to his tally. Bo Webster just did 3 overs, 8 runs, nothing much to really doing for him. Just have a look at that, man. First wicket falls on 0, then they lost 2 wickets on 9 runs, they lost a wicket on 10 runs, they lost a wicket on 12 runs, then they lost a wicket on 21 runs, then 36, 38, 39, and 64. Finally at the end, nothing building anyway of any substance. 64 runs all out Bangladesh in the first innings. In the second innings, what happens is Australia comes out. They replaced Jake Weatherald for Matt Renshaw. Now apparently Jake Weatherald was told he would get 2 matches in the series to prove himself. The selectors didn't stand by their word. They dropped him for Matt Renshaw. Travis Head, again, terrible. Again, he had that issue. I think it was just on that outside off on that 4th stump line that he got undone. Matt Renshaw as well. Again, first match, what are you gonna judge him? But Travis Head has created a lot of questions for him. Of course, the first match he didn't fire. Second match, just the 1 inning. Even in that, he didn't fire. Travis 22, Matt Renshaw 8. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Matt Renshaw 8 runs, and then Marnus Labuschagne. These huge commotions that Marnus is going to get dropped. It's been what, like 4 years he's not done anything. As people are looking at centuries. I think it was in 23 or in 22. No, it was in 23. His final century. For 3 years he's not hit a century. I don't mind the centuries. I would rather focus on the runs. He's not scored runs in those 3 years as well. So that's not looking good for him. I have some points on that as well saved. We'll talk about those during the Twitter section. Steve Smith, the first innings of the first game, he fought, and then afterwards it was just okay. Even in this, okay for his standard, 42 runs. And then Cam Green, Fought in the first match, fought in the second match. Yeah, just Steve Smith and Cam Green really to talk about when it comes to their batting. Australia's batting, that is. Cam Green's 67. Carey flopped, Bow flopped, Paddy, the Stark, and all these are bowlers, but Nathan Lyon, 32 runs from your tail ender, very, very valuable. Australia managed to put up 210 runs before they got bowled out. And then the bowlers, it was Shoriful. He was the one-man demolition wrecking crew, let's say. He basically did what Stark did the other side. Problem was they couldn't do it as often and as quick as Stark did. So Australia did put up quite a total. Shoriful got 15 overs, 48 runs and 7 wickets. Everyone got a wicket apiece except for last match's play of the match. Hassan, he went wicketless. Yeah, not too worrying considering it was Bangladesh and they won by an innings. But if you look at their coming tours, they've got New Zealand at home, they've got Australia away, they've got India away. So big questions for Australia players, captain and selectors. And then Bangladesh had to come in to chase. Basically they were trailing. First of all, they had to negate that, then give something to Australia to chase, but they ended up being bowled out for 95, so they lost. With both innings they scored less than Australia's single innings. It was just okay. I mean, in the middle, Shanto and Rahim put up something, but otherwise the same story as the first innings. This time though, other bowlers also chipped in, and Nathan Lyon, I thought he wasn't going to be useful this whole series, but he ends up walking away with 3 wickets. Pat Cummins took 3 and Mitch Starc took 4 in the second innings. Play of the match was Mitch Starc, of course. He took 10 wickets himself. So this was one match. The other match, this match, this was just to spoil everyone's mood, basically, this match. 171, even that they got lucky, let's be honest. 61 from Shafiq, and then 42 from Imamul Haq. Apart from that, yeah. But bowling, have a look at this. Not often you see this happen. It's one of those rare occasions that 2 bowlers outdo the whole attack, batting attack, the batting lineup. Ollie Robinson takes 5 and Josh Tongue takes 5. They both took 5 apiece. Josh's spell is slightly, you would say, not as impressive. Or at the end of the day, you could say they're equally the same, because Ollie bowled more overs, gave 50 runs, took 5 wickets, but Josh bowled less overs and gave similar runs and took 5 wickets. So at the end of the day, you could say it's a similar performance from the both of them. But yeah, it's not always that you just see 2 bowlers outdo a whole batting attack, and it's not every day that you see 1 bowler outdo a whole batting attack. So that partnerships, they were doing decent for that 3rd wicket, 91 runs, and then 91 runs in 140 balls, and then after that it was nothing much, really, nothing much. So yeah, where is it? I saved something for them. First innings, right? Where am I? Yeah, 117 for 4, and then 170 for 10. So basically in the last 50 odd runs, 54 odd runs, they lost 7 wickets, so a collapse from them. And then the second innings, let's go there. What did I save? Second innings, by the way, I will say this, that Cox at number 3 is filling on a lot of shoes. Also, the approach that they have now under Stephen Fleming is slightly better. It will get better, but right now it's already showing its effect. They're not looking to smash every ball to the rope and everything. Not everyone is looking to score at a strike rate more than 100. Ben Duckett, 28 balls, 15 runs. Short innings, you would say. Emilio Gay, 31 balls, 33 runs. Again, it was just to see out that opening phase. As an opener, especially in England, I would say just see out that first hour, and then you fall into your rhythm of what to do, what not to do. So yeah, they did decent enough for me. And then afterwards, Jordan Cox and Joe Root. I thought so. Basically, when we went for stumps, I think it was what, day 2 or something like that, or was it day 1 when we went for stumps? These two were batting, Cox and Root, and I thought the following day they would both get centuries. I didn't end up opening the scorecard the following day. It ended up that they both got bowled out. So yeah. Cox missed out on what I thought he deserved to reach a century. Joe Root, of course, you'd always feel like he missed out on a century. He missed out actually on 1 run, to be honest. He needed 67 to achieve a perfect average of 50.00 in Test cricket. He missed that by 1 run, unfortunate for him. But yeah, that huge middle order stand as a whole of Cox, Root, Brooke, and Dan Lawrence, that basically sealed the game for England. Harry Brooke, again with his intent, he plays one way, 93 of 91 balls. He missed out on 100 as well, you would argue. Dan Lawrence, I'm finally so happy to see Dan get a shot in the team. I thought he would have been playing a long time ago, especially since Jack Leach, either he got injured or they were not interested in him or whatever. Dan Lawrence should have been the man that England should have brought in, but okay, anyways. He gets 50 for his efforts. And then Jamie Smith. Now I think Jamie Smith is coming possibly at 1 too far down. Jamie Smith should come ahead of Dan Lawrence, I would argue. But yeah, either way, both of them will do the job as your tail, as coming into your lower order into your tail, that transition. Both of them will do the job just fine. So Jamie Smith on this occasion just 25 runs, and then Joff at the bottom puts in 23 runs. As a team, they put together 409 runs before being bowled out. AUSvsBAN takes 5. Kuram takes 3, and then the Mohammeds share 1 apiece. Yeah, this middle phase, man, 200 run partnerships, 150 run partnership between Root and Cox, and then 120 run partnership between Lawrence and Brooke. This sealed the deal for England. So by the time that did I save something? 1 batting, yes, okay, no, it's covered. And then in the third innings, it wasn't gonna happen, let's be honest. It wasn't gonna happen. They were not going to chase down the deficit and then build on that. It wasn't gonna happen. So I think in both the innings, at least one of the openers has gone for a duck. I don't even know why I'm covering this match, man, to be honest. I know the result of the whole series is going to be 3-0. England are gonna give swing-friendly pitches, and they're going to blow these guys away. Shan Masood is something to talk about at 29, and Rizwan 41. Apart from that, what is there, man? There's nothing else apart from that. So they get bowled out in the second innings, 135. They get bowled out for. Ollie takes 3. Joff not as useful in the first innings, but comes away with 3 wickets in the second innings. Josh Tongue takes 3, and Gus Atkinson takes 1 to his name. What did I save? So similar to the first innings, 54 runs, they lost 7 wickets in the end. In the last 54 runs they scored, they lost 7 wickets. In the second innings, the last 70 runs that they scored, they lost 6 wickets. In the last 70 runs that they scored, they lost 6 wickets. So collapse for the visitors. And then, is this done? Are you done? Stumps? Yeah, you're done. So day 4, we are at stumps. With Sri Lanka leading by 16. There was a rain stoppage. So hopefully rain will save Sri Lanka come tomorrow, come day 5. What's going on? Sri Lanka second? No, India first. Yes. India first innings, they put 503 runs on the board. First of all, in the playing 11, Saransh made his debut, but then the reason they gave is that Kuldeep is injured. He has some he's sick. He has some viral infection and everything. But then the same day that the game started, they said Kuldeep is fit to take the field in case a substitute is needed. So I thought, if he was sick, how can you declare him fit to take the field? If he's fit to take the field, then he should have been in the 11. But again, BCCI and management, they don't know how to communicate, man. They don't know how to communicate. Fed up with these people. So yeah, Saransh made his debut. Otherwise, it's the same 11. Yeah. Jaiswal, 45 runs, better this time. Missed out on a 50, and then when he got bowled out, he was getting a send off. Now there's this whole controversy that people are arguing over. So here's my take on it: that he was getting a send off. The bowler is completely in his right to give a send off if he wants, as long as he doesn't do anything direct, which he didn't do. Fernando didn't do anything direct, so I was fine with it. Jaiswal should have been the only one given penalty points and a fine and all that. He should have been the only one punished, because Jaiswal was making his way to the dugout, changed his path to get in Fernando's face, and then sort of head-butted him with the badge that is on the helmet. He sort of head-butted Fernando. So in that case, you could just give a warning to Fernando. He didn't start anything. He didn't approach Jaiswal. He didn't do anything. Jaiswal is the one who made this whole issue. So I don't care what he said. Harsha Bogle put out a post saying that it shouldn't have happened and you shouldn't have done this and all this. And then Jaiswal commented that if you don't know what was being said and everything, then you shouldn't comment. That's wrong. That's wrong. Jaiswal is going down the wrong path. He's not making runs. He's frustrated, and he's taking his frustrations out in the most wrongest of ways possible. So this shouldn't have happened by any means necessary. Yeah, that's it. He should have been the only one docked the points and fined, and it's all his fault. Basically, it's all his fault. He's losing it. He's losing it. He's losing it is the general statement I will say to wrap it up. Rahul, unlucky. Expectations to go big, and then just when you put your expectations on him, he doesn't do anything. Just 18 runs. But Devdutt Pedicle, 117 runs, 3 matches, 3 centuries. The warm-up, the first test, and now the second test. 3 centuries for the fella in Sri Lanka. Sai Sudarshan is not making a comeback. Dare I say it? Sai Sudarshan is not making a comeback by any means. Yeah, he's not coming back. He's not. How are you going to put Devdutt out of the squad? And then you'd make an argument to remove someone else down the order, bring Devdutt down, and then give Sai number 3. But then even down the order, you're having your runs being made. So Sai Sudarshan is not coming back. And to be honest, Sai didn't deserve a spot in the test squad. He was brought in because he had a good IPL season, if anyone remembers. He did well in IPL, which is a T20 format, and he was rewarded with a spot in the test format. So I was always vocal about him, that he should have been dropped, he should be dropped. No point in taking Sai. Finally, I think it's done. Sai is not coming back. Devdutt 117 runs on this occasion. Will India get a second knock? Yes, because Sri Lanka are leading by 16. But will it come to Devdutt to bat? Who knows? Let's see. Shubman, 50 runs at least from the disappointment of the first match. Gets a 50 on the board. And as captain, he's done very well. He scored quite some decent runs in England as well. I'm not going to count the West Indies runs that he scored. Against South Africa, he didn't play. I think he played one, didn't play the other. Or he played in one, got injured in that, and then didn't play the rest of it and all this. So that's worth ignoring as well. In Sri Lanka, I expected more runs. He's got a 50 for representation, so at least he's doing decent, let's just say. And then Rishabh Pant. Rishabh got injured. When he first came out to bat, he got injured. He walked off the field. I think he had 3 or 5 runs on the board. He got hit on his hand. He went off the following day. That day. They said that he's good to bat the following day. The following day, he ended up coming out, and he smashed 63 runs, useful 63 runs. Jadeja, 43 runs, useful as well. Dhruv Jurel, 115 runs. It's been a long time. I was actually questioning Dhruv's spot because he's not gotten a big score in some time. But finally he's done that. Previous game 50, and then this one he's backed it up with 100. So he's more than justified his spot in the 11. And then Saransh, again, debut in place of Kuldeep. Question mark on Kuldeep's fitness, because I don't think the management was keen on playing Kuldeep. So they even asked him if Kuldeep was fit, would he have played? And then the response that they gave was that question is not relevant. So if you understand how the BCCI works, then yeah. How the management works, then yeah, you understand. Manav 18 runs, Siraj 3, and Prasid 4. So India declared with 9 wickets down, with a wicket in hand. They declared on 503 runs after 138 overs, by the way. So that's big duration. 138 overs. Fernando took 4. Lahiru took 1. Jaiswal took 2. Now this 4th innings tomorrow, if we have a game, if Sri Lanka manage to put something on the board, they don't get bowled out cheaply, and India don't chase it easily, then I think Jaiswal will be key. But yeah, I see India winning unless there's enough rain to take the match to a draw, and that's how it's going. And then who was this? Nuwantha took 2. Yeah, big partnerships for India consistently at the top. 37 and 29, you would say they're not that big, but okay, it's just you would accept. And then Shubman and Devdutt 120, and then 21 runs is not that big, but Rishabh got injured. He ended up coming back, so that's fine. Jadeja and Devdutt 75 runs, that's quite big. And then you had 15 and 11. You wouldn't say that that's big, but then 112 towards the end. And then with your tail, you put up to 30 partnerships. So that was quite useful. This was the first innings. India won the toss, opted to bat, put up 504. Sri Lanka, first innings, them chasing, missed out on avoiding the follow on by, I think it was 13 runs. So they got bowled out on 290, and they missed out by 13 runs. So India enforced the follow on. Lahiru, disappointment, man. Sri Lanka's top, disappointing, not giving their team a good base to start with. But otherwise, this Pasindu, Kamindu, somewhat Dhananjaya, and then Sonal and Niroshan, they are giving a fighting chance to their team. But it's just other batters should have stood up. You would argue even the first game, other people should have stood up, but they didn't. Even in this game, it's just Sonal, man. He's being a thorn, man. He's being a thorn, basically. So 2 innings with talking about. Pasindu 80 runs, and Sonal managed to get his 100 before the team got bowled out. So at least for him, he put up 100. Even though it's going to be recorded in a losing cause, at least as a personal milestone for him against India, he can say he hit 100. So they got bowled out 290 runs. Prasid and Manav shared 3 apiece. Saransh got 2, and then Siraj and Jadeja got 1 apiece. Did I save particular notes? Not exactly. Not exactly. So a key thing to note is when India declared on what 503 runs, the day was ending. I think it was what, day 2 ending? I think it was day 2 ending. They declared in such a technical fashion that they managed to pick up 2 wickets. They gave 8 runs but picked up 2 wickets. So that was a good technical call, that just before stumps you managed to get 2 down, and one of them was Jaiswal, but he was sent in as a night watchman. So yeah, it's just okay. But still, man, to get your night watchman out, to get one of their openers out, you put India in a strong position heading into the following day. And then this is day 4. The play that happened today, this who's this, Mishara? Yeah, Mishara put 32 runs. At least if you put around 30 odd runs, I would say you did something. But yeah. And then Pasindu again put up runs on the board, 92. Kamindu Mendes again put up runs on the board, 55. De Silva let down. I thought the second innings he would stand up, but okay, it's fine. And then Sonal just 7. He's still batting. Dickwalla got out on 6, unfortunately. So now you have Nwanta. Now you've got one end where you've exposed the tail, and you've just got to measure Sonal out. So let's see how this plays out. Rain affected today's end of play. It was showing rain delay for quite some time. So I think rain again tomorrow is a factor. I think Sri Lanka are relying on rain to be a factor tomorrow. But let's see. If we do have even 2 hours of play, that might be risky for Sri Lanka. I don't know if they can hold down the fort for 2 hours, even if we have 2 hours worth of play. So India are looking for the kill. Let's see if they get it. As things stand, Sri Lanka have 229 on the board, 6 down. The follow-on was enforced. Manav has 2 wickets and everyone else has a wicket apiece. So let's see, they lead Sri Lanka. They lead by 16 runs. So let's see what happens. If there is play, then India will win. But if there is rain, then Sri Lanka are hoping if there is rain, then Sri Lanka will somehow survive a draw. So let's see what happens. Let's move on to Twitter. Can do away with this. Let's move this. How can I place this window? Okay. Carlos Sainz extends. Carlos Sainz, he extends on a multi-year. It wasn't made official last time I came. It's been made official since just before the weekend. It's been made official that he's on a multi-year contract. I think him as well with Max. Max also extends until 2030. I think both of them have an exit clause that they have invoked in their contract. So let's see how that pans out. With Max, this is why early on when I was talking about the weekend, Zandvoort, I said Max has extended and everything is the only good thing for Red Bull this weekend. Yeah, partial loyalty was the word I used. Is because he still has that exit clause. I understand he doesn't want to be fighting for positions under the podium or just podium. He wants to win. He wants championships. But yeah, man, loyalty. Anyways, I do understand that people want to win. People want to make a name for themselves. But yeah, it's completely fine. It's just I don't want him to start like blackmailing management and all this, like what his managers was doing. I don't want that situation. If you want to leave, man, just leave. Just say you're cutting ties. If you want to stay, just say I'll give you 2 years. Let's sign a 2-year contract. We'll judge at the end of that. Don't have this multi-year thing and then every season you are saying that you're going to break contract and everything. And by the way, Total Wolf was in shambles, by the way. He did an interview in the pit lane and he was fumbling for words, man. He was doing holidays with Max and there's so much was being confirmed that Max is jumping ship and everything. And then finally this news broke just before the weekend and I was so happy. And Toto was in such a shambles, man. It's good to see Toto fumbling, especially without Christian, by the way. Sri Lanka will be without their major 3. See, this is why I said that apart from those 4 odd guys in the middle, they needed other people to stand up. Kushal Mendes is not there. Dinesh Chandimal is not there. And Nisanka, Batum Nisanka is not there. They needed people, man. They needed batters to stand up, and they lost 3 of their batting pillars. This is the trophy for the Dutch GP. The glowy bits is because it's glow in the dark. This looks so cool, by the way, this trophy. Especially on the podium, it looked quite cool. I didn't see night snapshots of the trophies from the teams. But yeah, the glow in the dark lion, P1, P2, and P3 trophies. Awesome. This because Aston Martin was bringing such a huge overhaul to their car. There was speculation that they would be penalized, that they would have to take pit lane starts and all this, or grid penalties and all this. but it finally turned out that they won't be penalized for qualifying and all this. The changes to the battery are not spec changes. Additionally, the aero changes to additionally, they are the aerodynamic changes to the floor and the front wing. So because the battery specifications weren't being changed, essentially, they didn't incur penalties. Then you have this: despite there being no major safety concerns, the FIA has no plans to remove the 5-second pre-start procedure, which eliminates Ferrari's launch advantage from its smaller turbo. One of the FIA officials, he says, what does he say? It is not a safety issue. It is simply used to manage the staggered arrival of cars on the grid, allowing drivers to prepare for a proper launch. So again, with these iteration of cars, you need to have your turbo spinning at a certain RPM to give you that kick off the line. So for that is what the start procedure was made for. And they're saying that because some cars, the lead cars, are stationary for a longer period compared to the back marker cars that pull up to the grid later, it's just for the drivers to get everything in order, give them enough time to get the turbos going and the engines in position for that launch off the line. So for that, they are not doing away with it because it's no longer a safety concern. It's just that it allows a fair getaway sequence, let's say, for all the drivers. So Pecco spoke out about his switch. He said the first contract was Yamaha, and they gave a huge payday to him, but he had the courage to think about it and subsequently refuse it, and then he ended up switching over to Aprilia's. And judging by the trend going on in MotoGP, Aprilia is the bike you want to be on. That is the bike you want to be on. Apart from that news in MotoGP, you have Luca Marini. Luca Marini is the only rider to have 100% points finish this season in GPs. So he's finished every GP and he's been in the points in all of them. The next best, who is it? You've got the Trackhouse boys on 83. Who's that? Is that Bez on 83 as well? No, Bez is on 80. You've got Jorge on 83. You've got Bindo on 83. You've got Mark on 80. You've got Fermin Aldeguer on 88. And then you've got the what's those boys? VR46 boys, Frankie and DJ on 92. That are the closest to Luca on 100% points finishes this season. Britt Baker, this is interesting. So I noticed some time ago that there's no news as such coming about her. She was, of course, NXT talent. I think she had a brief stint on the main show and then she was let go or something. But she was in AEW, and then she was like the big star along with Punk and Cody and them. But lately I haven't heard anything about her. So the news of hers is she is set to debut on WWE TV as Danhausen's dentist. Can I just say at this point that Danhausen is being shoved down our throats? Like, it's fine, the gimmick is good, you've got some comedy going after a long time. You've got those minions of his running around like the way we used to have Hornswoggle and those people. We used to have segments like little people's courts and everything, and then we had Hornswoggle against that bull. I'm forgetting his name. That little people's TLC match that we had. So it's good to have like these comedy gimmicks and all this, but I think this one is rather being forced down our throats, no? So controversial AEW star Britt Baker, who has not shown up to work in almost 2 years. This is why I haven't heard from her. She's not been on TV for 2 years. Has reportedly made the jump back. It should have said back to WWE. Sources note, however, that she will receive a name change as the surname Baker just doesn't make sense to a dentist. Creative. It says sources say she's set to debut as Brittany Yenkim. Okay. The daughter of WWE's most famous dentist, Dr. Isaac Yankem. Okay, now it makes sense. And is immediately expected to work with Danhausen. As previously reported by CAP News, Baker was spotted at the Performance Center earlier this week when Hill's tooth mysteriously went missing. Okay. The Ring General, or however you say it with his accent, Gunther, turns 39 years old. He's a world heavyweight champion, longest reigning intercontinental champion in WWE history, 661 days, longest reigning NXT United Kingdoms champion, 870 days, and then King of the Ring winner in 24. And then his other accomplishments, I can't believe you didn't mention this. He's the guy that made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. He made Goldberg tap out like a little bitch. He made, what's his name? AJ tap out like a little bitch. He made Aldis tap out like a little bitch. And he's the guy who got in Chelsea's face recently. So that's the Ring General for you. He's turned 39. One of the prospects to carry the company forward. One of the younger prospects, let's say, who's not in his 40s. What's going on with Ferrari? Ferrari have postponed introducing some new floor edge solutions after testing delivered unconvincing results. Instead, it will use a version closer to the current specification while continuing development in the wind tunnel. So the Zandvoort package remains a planned upgrade, with Ferrari evolving the SF26 floor section by section rather than just chucking in a whole new floor. So they're bringing in bits and pieces of the floor, basically. What's going on over here? The additional 5 seconds in the exit procedure will be maintained. What's going on? I see no reason. It's basically the same thing that we spoke about, the 5-second procedure. It's just that in more detail. New Zealand cricket has a deficit of $7.3 million. New Zealand Cricket NZC recorded a 3.7 million deficit, significantly higher than expected 1.8 million deficit. Dude, you expected 1.8 and you got 7.3 million deficit. That's like what, nearly threefold more. Income declined due to the loss of Dream 11. Oh, okay. Yeah, basically, if you guys remember, Dream 11 was basically everywhere. Dream 11, and then right now you have stuff like Amul and all this Indian companies sponsoring every single team, basically. So basically, their winter sponsorship dried up while rising costs in New Zealand also contributed to the deficit. The current financial year is expected to generate around 100 and whoa, I'm getting ahead of myself. The current financial year is expected to generate around $10 million, boosted by India's tour of New Zealand. So India have a full tour, T20 one days and test. So that is going to undo the deficit. So at least New Zealand cricket will survive. Breaking, it seems that Saudi, along with Formula One, is interested in MotoGP as well. And an agreement has been reached with Dorna to bring MotoGP to Saudi as well. The circuit is the work of specialist Herman Tilk, and according to insiders, it will be something extraordinary. Bruh. This is that nonsense that no one is interested in. This is that nonsense where that first corner is gonna be freaking 23 stories high and all this. Nobody wants to go to Saudi. Nobody's interested in it except for freaking Stefano and that other nonsense, that bullshit Muhammad, whatever he is. F1 has sold out, man. Now it turns out MotoGP is being sold out. What's going on? While acknowledging that Aragon is a marked track, Aprilia Racing CEO Massimo Rivola states the upcoming Grand Prix will definitely reveal the true contenders for the MotoGP championship. Why he says it's a marked circuit is because of this. 2 P2 results, everything else is a win. Dating all the way from 2011, he's won every single year he's raced. It's not going to be different this year. It's not going to be different. Maybe if the Aprilia bike can turn in Aragon, maybe. Because the thing is, it's I believe it's one of those anti-clockwise tracks. I may be wrong, correct me. It's an anti-clockwise track, so he's not putting as much strain into his right arm. It's on his left arm, so he's going to push more than he can. So yeah, I do expect it to be a marked track like everyone else, but let's see. Pedro made a comment on why he's jumping ship to Ducati. He said, I would have stayed if KTM were closer to making a package. I would have stayed if KTM were closer to making a competitive bike. KTM gave me the opportunity to win Moto3 championship and all the tools to try and win the Moto2 one. If the possibility of making a competitive bike were closer, I might have stayed. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Yeah, he's jumped for the package. He's jumped for a better package. Out of context. First ball wicket for Ollie Robinson in the series. And then, if you remember Ashes, what was his name? Rory Burns. If you remember Rory Burns, basically, this is a sort of joke to that 2021 mid-stock Ashes. Yeah, Australia cricket is in big trouble, eh? Because of that loss to Bangladesh. So keep in mind that this is before the second match, before Australia have won the second match and they drew the series 1-1. If Australia suffer the whitewash at home to Bangladesh, a few players' careers will be done, as per reports. So Andrew McDonald, George Bailey, these are the chief selectors, will be answerable to the CA, Cricket Australia, for the poor results and could face an imminent sack if their reasoning isn't satisfactory. They could be fired, basically. Pat Cummins' captaincy would be at serious risk and could be forced to step down, thereby losing his power and authority. This, I think, is a bit much. With selectors as well is a bit much. You've lost one match. I understand Bangladesh come here after 23 years and they beat you up. You panic, of course. But if your players aren't going to perform, then why are you going to attack your selectors and your captain? Your selectors have been the same that have been giving you a winning team. They chose the winning team as well. Your captain is the same that has won the game. Your captain he's not going to win everything, right? I understand he should have beat Bangladesh, but still, I mean, come on. So the first two, I think, are overreactions. Nathan Lyon's test career will be over. Why? You played one spinner because you needed one spinner. It's not like he was going to carry your bowling attack on a pace-friendly pitch. It's not like he was going to get you 100 when he's part of the tail. So this I didn't understand. Marnus fails to deliver, he will be moved on. So basically they'll drop him. This makes sense. Everything else doesn't make sense. For now, only Cummins head question marks on him, man. For now, only Cummins, Head, Stark, Smith, Carey, Green, Hazelwood, Boland are assured of being confirmed locks for the South Africa series. This is nonsense. And then it says a lot at stake for captain, coach, selectors at this point. Deliver the win or face consequences. Again, this is before the second test match has happened, before they've won the second test match, before they have drawn the series. So a lot of these points I don't agree with. This is overreaction. Whether it's from the sources or it's from CA themselves, this is an overreaction. Your 11 was perfect. Your squad was perfect. Your players didn't perform. So keep it on player performance. Why are you now going after George Bailey and all this? It's your players that didn't stand up. Stick to that. Stick to performance. Don't stick to other outside things. The mad ring. Oh, thank God. Someone with half a sense is opposing. Mad ring faces local opposition. Constantino Blanco, spokesperson for Stop F1 Madrid, has heavily criticized Madrid's new F1 circuit. Putting a circuit into the neighborhood by force is illegal. We are going to gather evidence to challenge it and bring this absurd project down sooner or later. Thank God the locals are speaking up, because Formula One doesn't care. Formula One bosses don't care. They're being paid money. They don't fucking care. He claims nearby homes could face noise levels of around 95 decibels, while also criticizing the environmental impact and the expected arrival of nearly 100,000 spectators. The circuit itself is a wound for the neighborhood. He also claims the project has cost around 200 million euros, calling it a huge hole for IFEMA. I think this is one of the what's it called, man, treasury type things that control the country's finances, I think. I don't know the full thing. Stop F1 Madrid, please. I beg. All these street circuits that are popping up, Vegas, Madrid, that Saudi thing is not a street circuit, but it's in like a new Disneyland kind of thing in the middle of that. Please stop all these nonsenses, man. We've got tracks like Sepang, Hockenheim. We've got tracks like Spa going into rotation, Barcelona going into rotation. We've got Zandvoort being dropped. guys, there is so many good tracks that we can go to, like proper tracks built for racing, where you can have overtaking, you can have cars following. Instead, we're doing this nonsense. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. The sport has sold out. My sport has sold out. Liam gets a rare opportunity. Liam Lawson gets something Pierre Gasly and Alex Albon and other guys did not get in their Formula One careers. He gets, Liam Lawson, a second shot at Red Bull Racing. Details will emerge soon on why Liam got the because what's his name, Isaac, got injured. Yes, swapping Haja Tsunoda would seem the easiest option. It would, but the fact that Yuki hasn't had running in this new car, so you had to put one of Liam or Arvid in the race in the Red Bull. So Yuki was always going into Racing Bulls. But Red Bull Racing gets a chance to re-evaluate a more steady and settled Lawson, and they are taking it in true Red Bull style. I don't think they're evaluating Lawson next season. He's racing for VCAP, the VCARB, whatever it is, Racing Bulls, and Isaac will re-sign with Red Bull. I don't think they will shift this dynamic. I don't think. But again, contracts I don't think have been announced, so let's see. Speaking of contracts, as far as I know, Mark's contract with Ducati is a 1+1 with exit clauses in case he doesn't feel able to continue due to physical condition. I'm not sure if it's by physical condition or that he thinks Aprilia will be the bike to be on. I think that might also be a factor. I think physical, of course, he's not 100%, we all know. But I think the fact that the Aprilia bikes are now as good, if not better than the Ducati bikes, I think that plays a huge role in Mark's 1+1. So he's racing 27 for sure. He can extend to 28. Let's see. This sharing the spoils, 5 wickets apiece and half a ball apiece for Ollie Robinson and Josh Tongue. So when they both got fifers in that first innings, later on in the day they ended up going to the groundsman and they sawed the ball in half, and they shared the remains of it. This is it. Ollie Robinson has been the star for England's bowling attack this test summer. So against New Zealand in that earlier tour, 5 for 39 in the first test in 26. I don't know why they said in 26 when it said this year. And then against Pakistan in the first test, 5 for 51 in the first test. So Ollie, man, I don't know where you disappeared, man, for 2 odd years. Don't know where you disappeared. Glad you're back. The bracket reveal who will face Reigns. So this is a tournament from AAA where the Lucha Boys are in a tournament to see the winner, and then the winner of the tournament will get a shot at Reigns and the belt on September 14th. Now, of course, Reigns is not dropping the belt on September 14th, but let's see who wins. So the final update that I have, because later on I don't have an update on this bracket. The final update is Penta will face La Parca. Dragon Lee will face Ray Phoenix. So the winners of these respective matches will face each other. I think Penta will come out the winner of the tournament. He will be the #1 contender, and he will get a shot at Roman on September 14th in Mexico City. I think that is how this will play out. Aussie, Grill the Grid champion 3 in a row. So Oscar performs a hat-trick. He's done the three-peat of Grill the Grid, and I think last year and this year, I think it was Isaac who was the closest to Oscar. I don't have the standings for Grill the Grid, but yeah, Oscar does a three-peat in Grill the Grid. Harry Brook, again, this is out of context. Harry Brook, as soon as he sees Pakistan bowlers, why? As soon as he sees Pakistan bowlers, kill the volume. As soon as he sees Pakistan bowlers, if you know, then you know. Remove Harry Brook's test runs from Pakistan, and it's just a decent career for Harry Brooks. Joe Root, he got dismissed on 66. He needed one. This is why Joe Root missed out on a perfect 50.00 international average by just one run after being dismissed at Headingley. Joe Root was dismissed for 66, falling just one run short of 67. He needed to take the average to exactly 50.0. Unlucky. Is there any? Yeah, after being dismissed for 66, Joe Root's international aggregate stands at where is it? Stands at 22,899 runs. If he got one more, it would have been 900. After 458 dismissals, leaving his career average at 49.9978. Wait, this is for his career, not for the test format. Okay, so I read this wrong then. I read the stat wrong. It's not for the test format, it's for his career as a whole. A remarkable statistical twist that sees the England great fall just one run short of an unusually perfect milestone. Note, the equation for Root's next innings is wonderfully simple. One run without being dismissed is enough to take his average to 50.00. If he is dismissed, he needs 51 runs. If he is dismissed. So let's see what happens. If he gets 51, if he gets more, if he gets less, let's see what happens. Breaking news: Woody Johnson, the heir to Johnson & Johnson, former Trump minister and owner of the New York Jets, has purchased a significant stake in Aston Martin F1. Sources speculate it could be around 15%. Stroll holds 33.3%, and it's not yet known who sold. Also, his investment is expected to open up commercial opportunities for Aston Martin in the US. He enters as an investor, not as an executive on the board. So that is worth of note. And this I found quite interesting. 2 times PowerPoint presentations have been used that I know of in the sport, and both times has been quite an incident. The first one, of course, is George Russell giving the PowerPoint. Was it to Claire Williams, or who did he give it to? And then from there he got a driver signing. I think it was as a junior or as a reserve at the time, and then eventually bumped up. And then the second time is this: Laurent McKees reportedly used a PowerPoint presentation to help convince Max to stay at Red Bull. McKees invited Max, Joss, and the manager Raymond to Milton Keynes in May, where he laid out Red Bull's plans for the car, the engine project, and personnel. The presentation reportedly played a role in convincing Max about Red Bull's future direction and giving him enough of a belief that this will work out. So he signed on, but yeah, apparently they still that exit clause and the whole money thing. I'm not sure if I've saved the post. Let's see. FIFA World Cup match. FIFA World Cup tech comes to cricket. So in the Afghanistan and India T20 series on the 13th of September, reportedly will have AI stabilized cameras, volumetric free viewpoint tech, advanced spider cam, and more are set to feature during the upcoming series. Okay, people had issues with FIFA tech in the World Cup. Let's see. It's supposed to bring a new high standard in the game. Let's see. George Russell jokes that getting engaged during the summer break might just give him the speed boost he needs. I hope it brings a couple of tents. Even Lando will get engaged if it brings a couple of tents. So that was that. Also, he was asked about his marriage and kids. George was like, ooh, straight into it, eh? So I didn't understand that. The guy got engaged, people asking about marriage and kids and all this, but relax. Breaking. Honda will unleash only 15. Yeah, I mentioned this when I was talking about the GP. Honda only unleashed 15 of its available 30 horsepower. They decided to take a cautious approach. The plan is to gradually unlock the full 30 horsepower if reliability and on-track performance confirm the data seen during development. So yeah, reliability was a key thing to note, where if they go with the full performance unlocked, maybe they blow an engine that weekend, so gradually take steps, monitor the wear and tear that it brings, and then find the sweet spot. Yeah. Again, another one. Bryden Cars was briefly detained by police outside a nightclub in Derby. The England pacer, who was in the test squad for the first test, was reportedly seen in handcuffs before being released and returning to the team hotel. The exact reason remains unclear. Do I have it saved elsewhere? No, I don't. So, yeah, again, another Englishman caught drinking and caught having an incident. At this point, ECB put out a statement that we will investigate. At this point, Elisa Healy said it best, that if you work in media at ECB, you just have it saved somewhere, so you just copy and paste that statement, that they will review what's going on, see what's going on. Interesting to note, 2 other cricketers were also involved. Ben Stokes, of course, was seen in one of the videos at the nightclub, and Matthew Potts as well was also there. Whether those guys were in handcuffs or not, I'm not sure, but Bryden Cars was, and so he's been left out, I think, of the next test. I think that starts tomorrow. He's been left out of that test. He's not even in the squad, so let's see what happens. Double standards of Australia, out of context again. Double standards when it's a test match in India or in the subcontinent and it finishes in 2 days. So that second test, by the way, of Bangladesh and Australia, it finished within 2 days. So this is why this post is here. RIP Test cricket. That was the furious reaction from an India great as 15 wickets fell on an awful pitch during day 2 of the first test against South Africa. This is Fox Cricket, Australia's media. In the darker post. In the lighter post, Fox Cricket again. Carnage in Mackay. 18 wickets fell on day one of the second test, with Cameron Green once again leading the way with the bat. 15 wickets fell this side. RIP Test Cricket. 18 wickets fell on the other side. And then it was carnage in Mackay and superb bowling and this and that and blah blah blah. This is a similar thing. Australian ex-cricketers' double standards on Indian pitches exposed. I wouldn't say exposed, everyone knew this. Matthew Hayden, Indian home pitches in red ball cricket are simply horrendous. Ian Healy, if India produce unreasonable wickets like last time, Australia won't win. Mark Taylor says the indoor pitch used for this match was extremely poor. Australians and ex-cricketers keep crying about pitches in the past, Indian pitches in the past. The match was getting over under 3 days. Now the match between Australia and Bangladesh wraps up under 2 days. Under 2 days we had a result. The second day wasn't even complete and we had a result. Where are the ex-cricketers and the whole media? These double standards should be stopped. The world should shut up now. Fair. Because even in the Ashes, if you remember last November, somewhere there, Australia versus England, you had a test match wrap up in 2 days. 2 days, 3 days, you had a test match wrap up. So it's not that this is just a once in a decade occurrence in Australia. It's happened twice within a span of a couple of months. So double standards, man. We already knew it. Australians refused to acknowledge it. Now they have to. Fewest balls taken to get to a 10 wicket haul, let's say, in a test match. Mitch Starc is in number 5. He's taken 109 balls. He joins an elite group of people. The top 4 are Englishmen. George Lohmann, 91 balls. Johnny Briggs, 98 balls. George Lohmann again, 103 balls. And then Frank Woolley, 104 balls. And then on 5th position, Mitch Starc, 109 balls to get 10 wickets in a test match. Yeah, once in a generation achievement for sure. So Australia upcoming tours, test tours, 3 in South Africa away. This starts, I think, early October. And then they have 4 with New Zealand at home. And then they have 5 with India, BGT, 5 with India in India. So huge defining tours coming up for Australia. Let's see what happens. Most wickets, Mitchell Starc joins your top 10. He's taken over, I think, Dale Steyn, I think, was in 10th. He surpassed Dale Steyn. He's now got 441 wickets. Up top, you've got Murli, 800. You've got Shane at, 708. Anderson had an opportunity to go past Shane, but Bez and that management at that time forcefully retired James Anderson. Who knows, maybe he gets a call up under Joe Root, under Fleming, maybe. Who knows, maybe there's a conversation being had. Let's see what happens. But your top 4 are 3 spinners, 1 pacer, James Anderson, and then your 5th is a pacer, Stuart Broad. Your 6th is a spinner, Nathan Lyon, and then your 7th is a pacer, Glenn McGrath. 8th is a spinner again, Ravi Ashwin. 9th is a pacer, Courtney Walsh, and 10th is a pacer, Mitch Starc. So pacers are there in the top 10, but they're not up there where the spinners are. So that's worth noting. And then, yeah, Springboks, Jesse Krill, He says we were not accurate. We were not as accurate as we wanted to be on the night, and New Zealand put us under a lot of pressure. This is after we lost. Reactions from Rassie Erasmus. We didn't play well against a class team like New Zealand if you don't convert. This is talking about those turnovers and passes and everything. If you don't convert, they will give you a proper hiding. Yeah, Rassie Erasmus, man, he was fuming in the dugout. Sheesh. This is full time, $16 and 33 All Blacks. Yeah, we took a hammering, man. we took a hammering. Rugby's greatest rivalry. Showed it. Did the ref get the decision right? So Adri's high tackle on Jesper was not called a yellow card. Yeah, this was fine. So people are saying that this one should have been given a card to the All Black number 8 because it was a head-on tackle, but actually it was a shoulder to shoulder and the head got whiplash. So that's why in the photo you see that the All Blacks player, the guy with the ball in his hand, you see his head on the opponent's shoulder. It was because of whiplash. It wasn't a head-on head. It wasn't an on-head tackle. So that was fair game. So that was fine. People were commenting about the ref, but I've saved a post as well that I agree with, that the reffing was quite okay in that game. So this is the standings after what's going on. Australia consolidate their position at the top. Yeah, so this is the standings after the second match, after the second what's it called, man, test match between Australia and Bangladesh. So Australia, they were around 77, I think. They've jumped up to 80, and Bangladesh, they were around 60. They fell back to 55.56. So India is going to jump ahead of Bangladesh because they're winning this second match. Let's see what the rain does in that match. Let's see. And then yeah, Anil Chaudhary. This is the day that the incident happened with Jaiswal smashing into Fernando. Anil said, I think Jaiswal should not have gotten physical. Again, it was Jaiswal who initiated it all, so he was the only one who should have been penalized. He says Jaiswal should not have gotten physical with Fernando. Now the third umpire is expected to conduct a full investigation. In my opinion, Fernando could be fined 50% of his match fee for abusing Jaiswal. This is wrong. He shouldn't, because you've had guys like Virat abuse, you've had Australians abuse, and these guys walked away without any penalties. You've had many bowlers give send-offs and they walked away without any penalties or anything. So this is unfair on Fernando. This is just my stance on this. Yeah, that Fernando could be fined 50% of his match fee for abusing Jaiswal. This was his opinion. It was later confirmed to be true, but I don't agree with it. Meanwhile, Jaiswal could face a 100% match fine and 1 demerit point and a 1 match suspension, especially because he allegedly threw his helmet directly at Fernando. So yeah, Jaiswal is the one at blame. And yeah, and then this one, Pat Cummins confirms Marnus Labuschagne, or for the South Africans, Labuskaghni, couldn't be guaranteed a spot for the South Africa series. Yeah. Then this is about the reffing in that All Black match with Springboks. I thought Matt Carley was good tonight. I respect a ref who overrides TMO. That is like VAR for football people, and like basically the virtual umpire. Basically, too many TMO suffer from main character syndrome. Not sure what he meant in that second part. He got the Saver Visa head contact correct. Yeah, the whiplash thing, he got it correct. Impact was chest first. Yes. Chest first, shoulder first, whatever you like, but it wasn't head on, so there was no danger. And then got the 2 yellow card calls to the South Africans. He got those correct as well. Whether we like to admit it or not, he did a good job. He did a good job. And then I'm trying to, where did I save Lewis? Never mind. Let's just go post by post, man. It's all mixed up anyways. So this was, Lewis was not happy with Ferrari's strategy. Are you using me as a guinea pig or what? What's going on? How long will you have me stay out? And then this was before he pitted, I think. And then Hamilton later came back after they finally brought Charles in to clear the way for Lewis. He said, great way of wasting time. Good job. Basically, by that time, Lewis, that momentum he was building, the rhythm he was building of chasing the lead cars, that sort of stagnated. So yeah, he would argue that Ferrari got the strategy wrong. They should have just told the cars to invert. That was the most logical thing. Tell the cars to invert rather than pit Charles and undo his whole strategy and his tire offset. Just invert the cars. And Charles, then after being inverted, Charles should have been arguing that I want tire offset and all this. So yeah, complete miscommunication, man, from both drivers and the pit wall. Lytton Das in the test series. In Australia, so 3 ducks, 12 ball duck, 5 ball duck, and then 10 ball duck. So it's only showing 3 innings because in the first match, the 4th innings, only the openers and I think number 3 came out to bat. Everyone else didn't need to bat because it wasn't that big of a total. And they didn't lose that many wickets. So he, out of 4 potential innings, he only batted 3. And in all those that he batted, he got 3 ducks. Lytton Das. Lytton Das. Yuki P12 in Zandvoort qualifying. Ooh. Okay, this is qualifying specific. I thought this was the race specific. But anyways, 0 experience with the 23 cars. A 10th, let's say, from Q3, and a 10th behind his teammate. So I think he qualified. What did he? No, it says P12. Yeah, I was thinking he qualified P11. That's why. So, anyways, he qualified P12. Let's just leave it at that. Very impressive showing. Yes, it was impressive. That's why he had to go to Racing Bulls and not directly to Red Bull, because he didn't have experience with the car, with this car, how the battery works, how that extra boost that kicks in, how that works. But even with that, he's done superb. Max, from a renewed contract to an early end in his home race, it's been a roller coaster. Yeah, I wish for more, but you need to be realistic this season. We are 4th fastest, so it's not like walking up to Zandvoort and suddenly we can do some magic things. It's just how it is. Max following an early exit from the GP. I didn't expect to win, but I was hoping for a podium at least. Never came. Fernando Alonso with a monster drive from 18th to 9th. Huge result for Aston Martin. Scoring points from the way that first half was going to the way things ended. Yeah. So this basically the ACB Afghanistan Cricket Board is asking for a rescheduling of the 13th September 1st T20I between India and Afghanistan to be shifted to 14th, because 14th is the day of Ganesh Chaturthi. So the argument is that there will be higher viewership than on a normal day. So this is being discussed. Not sure it's been confirmed, but it's being discussed that the opener should be shifted from the 13th to the 14th for viewership benefits. So let's see. This dumbass and his dumbass of a friend that are ruling F1. Stefano isn't too concerned over the criticism of F1's new regulations. He says there are die-hard motorsport fans who talk about clipping, about super clipping, when you are going down a straight. You get to a certain point where your battery is being topped up, so your top speed reduces and everything. So clipping. Fans who talk about clipping during a Formula One weekend. But there will be many who think of a clip as something you put in your hair. What? This guy is killing Formula One. Stefano on criticism of F1's new regulations. He's saying only the diehard fans care about technical things like clipping and all this, and new fans think that clip is something you put in your hair. Oh jeez, our sport is man, heading into 2030, man, we are so screwed as a sport. We are so screwed, man. I see us having like 10 races in US, 10 races in what's it called, Middle East, and one Silverstone, and then we are done. Bruh, what nonsense, man. You the freaking see, bruh. You run the fucking show. Marnus test future under scanner after another underwhelming test series. Let's just forget about Stefano, man. That dumbass. Pat Cummins says the selectors will soon meet to decide the next test squad. Will Marnus make the cut for South Africa and India? Let's see. We've got a fair bit of time. Selectors will get together in the next week or two and start nutting out that next squad. We know his class when he's at his best, and going into this series, we thought he was pretty close to his best, but he needs to start. He needs to start transferring that into runs out there. So we'll see in the next couple of weeks. Pat Cummins on Marnus. Who do you take, man? Your openers, your top three is a big question mark. What do you do with your top three? Expect a shuffling in the top three, man. Let's see. A list of 45-year-old drivers that have scored points in Formula One in the last 50 years. Fernando Alonso, end of list. This man is a beast, man. A beast. Just needs a car. Just needs a car, man. He showed it in that 1 year. When was it? Was it 24 or was it 25? When they were getting, I think it was 24. When they were getting podiums with Fernando, and everyone was on that hype train that is the 33rd win is coming and all this. Yeah, Fernando Alonso, this chassis stands out, but we've gone back to the starting line with the new engine. With the engine, we need to wait longer. We don't think this weekend delivered the result we expected. We don't have that drivability, the gearbox, the gear shift, everything we had improved with the first engine. So it's not where they basically power unit is not where they want it to be. Even with the battery still has some issues with vibrations and all this, but it's manageable now. Everything we had improved with the first engine, so we have about 2 or 3 races ahead to optimize it. Monza is going to be one of the worst circuits, and there won't be a chance to score points, but we'll try to improve the drivability aspect. Scoring points regularly, no, I don't think we've brought more parts here. No, I think we've brought more parts here. We've improved the car, we've improved the chassis. It's another small step forward in that regard. In the race, when the tires wear out, when you're no longer so dependent on the tire grip, we see the quality of the cars, and the Aston Martin stands out a bit. Stands out a bit there. Now with the clear direction, it's a matter of optimizing and working flat out on this package. The result also serves to have both factories clocking in at 8 tomorrow to get started, because everyone wants more. So yeah, the car is good. It's getting there, but it's not there, basically. It's not there. As soon as I touched the brake, I locked up, and I took Alex with me, which is the worst possible outcome for the race. Sainz thinks he was awarded a fair penalty. Of course he was, for his contact with teammate Alex late in the GP. Saddam Hussein's has been moving differently in the past couple of GPs. If you know, then you know. I don't need to explain. Saddam Hussein's has been moving differently in the past couple of GPs. Lance is now one Q1 elimination away from becoming the first driver ever to reach 100 Q1 eliminations. Daddy's money can buy a lot of things. Talent is not one of them. Man. Jeez. Marnus's test career. So have a look at this. Marnus, his test career comparison. Through 23 Ashes. Okay, so from his debut until the 23 Ashes, 43 tests, 3,789 runs, average of 53.36, 1100s. After that 23 Ashes, 22 test matches he's played, 937 runs. Jeez. And he's averaging 26. Yeah, he's definitely on the verge of being dropped. Problem is, if you drop him, who do you bring in place? If Qatar and Abu Dhabi are finally cancelled, Imola could take place on the weekend of November 27th. The chances of an Imola GP at the end of the season are increasingly high. So yeah, we need to fill some gaps, basically, is what the management is saying, but it also needs to make financial sense for the teams to go to wherever we go to fill those calendar gaps. So let's see, nothing's confirmed yet. except for Sepang is the new change. So let's see. Javier to boost the return of F1 to to Argentina. Buenos Aires, Buenos Aires circuit. The president of Argentina would attend the FIA Americas Congress August 31st to September 2nd. We're going to work to bring F1 back to Argentina. I'm also going to meet with the FIA people. So Argentina is also working on bringing MotoGP back. I think it's a done deal with MotoGP, with F1. Let's see how this story develops. And then this caught me off guard. Bombshell: Aston Martin reportedly in talks with Toto and Mercedes over a potential engine deal for 28. If Honda fails to deliver in 27, let's see. Toto was spotted inside Aston's motorhome at Zandvoort, and it's reportedly not the first time, with another visit taking place in Barcelona. So I think, have I saved it? Yeah. Where is it? Is this one also? No. So it's this one. So Aston meets Mercedes. Toto has been spotted second time in Aston. A change in 27 might seem premature, but it can't be ruled out ahead of the 28 season. So here's the thing: Lawrence doesn't want to leave Honda high and dry, and this, on top of exploring other engine options, could simply serve as a pressure tactic. So basically, Aston is pressuring Honda to deliver, or they're dropping Honda. And apart from Aston, Honda doesn't have any other customers in F1, so they would effectively be kicked out of Formula One. But also to make it clear that the situation, if the situation doesn't improve, Aston, will seek alternatives. So Aston are making changes. They're doing everything they can to keep Alonso as well, eh? Gavaskar said, if a game finishes in 3 days in India, so this is about the double standards of Australia and England media, England as well, along with Australian media. If a game finishes in 3 days in India, there will be all kinds of derogatory reports and insinuations made about the pitches, BCCI and Indian cricket. The hypocrisy is so brazen that it is simply mind-boggling. The casual excuse of ineptitude, I think, against fast bowling will be brought out. Nobody says the same when the overseas batters can't play the spin bowlers. Then there's lack of ability, but hidden devils in the pitch. Yeah, basically going after those foreign ex-cricketers, saying that the double standards are very visible now. News. Toto Wolff says Mercedes does not have enough money for more upgrades. So with the budget cap this year is what he's referring to. We haven't got the money to put developments on the car. I've said it before, we are trying to split it evenly through the season. We just can't do what we can't do. Interesting. So could Ferrari catch up and outpass Mercedes? Let's see. This is that whole thing, man, with Jaiswal. Jaiswal is so in the wrong. I don't know why people are defending him. Jaiswal hits back at Harsha Bole. This is stupid, man. Jaiswal has reportedly, Jaiswal has strongly responded to criticism surrounding his heated exchange with Fernando. If you don't know what he said to me after getting me out, then please don't judge. If anyone crosses the line, we need to let them know that this India will fight and reply. We will not stay silent. He also urged people not to comment without knowing the full story. Jeez, man. The young opener clearly feels there was more to the incident than what was seen on the field. So basically, Harsha Bogle made this video. Crick Buzz made it rather with Harsha Bogle and everything, and then he came into the comments down here. He made that comment. It's unnecessary, man. Virat has been sledging for a long time in the ground. Nobody said anything. What's his name? Zach Crawley was wasting time. Shubman Gill told him, grow a fucking pair, grow some fucking balls, something like that. He didn't get anything done to him. The problem is, if you sledged him back, it was fine. Umpires and other players would break you up. You'd go your way, he'd go his way. Problem is, you came up to him and you hit him with your helmet. You are wrong. Jaiswal is wrong. Jaiswal is losing his, what should I say, his image. He's losing his calm. Jaiswal is 100% wrong in this situation. He's 100% wrong. Yeah, this is a better screenshot if you don't know what he said, what. And then this last bit, if anyone crosses the line, we need to let them know this India will fight and reply. What is this India will fight and reply, man? You there to fucking play cricket, or you there to play MMA, or what? Shut up, man. Move on. You have given yourself and your teammates have given batters send-offs. Just look at BGT. You guys were all hounding Sam Consters and all those people. You guys have hounded David Warner and all those people. Granted, they gave it to you first and then you gave it back. It's fine, man. Sledging. Look, either sledge and then have the balls to take it, or don't sledge. Even if the other person is sledging you, don't sledge. It's plain and simple. Stop with all this fucking double standards and all this. And this is what we need to let them know this India will fight and reply. Fight what, man? It's a fucking sledge. Did you not sledge? Who was it? Was it Dickwella in the first game? Did you not tell him to stop playing blocks and go for the big shot? Did you not sledge him? Granted, you didn't say anything vulgar, but did you not entice him? Did you not? Sarfraz, he's not in the playing 11, but he's out there to field. Is he not sledging Sonal? Was he not sledging Sonal to say, hey, come on, man, fight for your country and what? So, brah, if you're dishing it out to the other guy, expect it back. Whether it's on the same level as you or he's crossed the line that you haven't, just shut up and accept it, man. Give it to him the next time around, and then you take it the other time around, man. This is nonsense. Absolute nonsense from him. Jaiswal. Absolute nonsense. So this Jaiswal and Fernando have both been fined 25% of their match fees for a level 1 breach. Additionally, they have been handed 1 demerit point. Fernando should not have been given this, and Jaiswal should have been given worse, because Jaiswal hit him. Jaiswal took the first swing. He hit him with the helmet. Anyways, Prabhat Jayasuriya handed 1 demerit point for hitting boundary cushion with bat. So he was dismissed. He was pissed. I think something was happening. And then when walking off, he smashed the boundary cushion, and then he got a demerit point as well. This is childish behavior, man, from the match officials for smashing the freaking boundary cushion. You're giving him a demerit point. What nonsense! How else is someone supposed to express frustration? Let's move on. John Lacey, Ferrari is Ferrari. They deserve respect. See, I'll get to the bit on top. That's where the whole story is. But I will say, John Lacey's era of Ferrari was different, and this era of Ferrari is basically clowns. So I don't agree with his statement exactly. John Lacey hits out at Hamilton's complaints after the race. Lacey says, I thought his radio messages and comments were out of place. Lewis is a huge personality and an asset. But Ferrari is Ferrari. It deserves respect, even when the team doesn't immediately go along with one of his requests. Lacey also says Charles's delayed swap was not the reason Hamilton missed the podium. He missed the podium. Maybe he could have had some extra laps to attack George, maybe. So you never know. Maybe George would have defended in those extra laps. Again, you never know. It's if, buts, and maybes. But as far as the criticism goes, Ferrari fully deserve it. Ferrari are a bunch of clowns on the pit wall. They fully deserve it when it comes to strategy. So I understand the perspective that John Lacey has from his time and the brand of Ferrari, but you also need to look at their actions. So I think both are justified. John Lacey is justified in his way. Hamilton is justified in the current situation that Ferrari are in. Now, with the Mad Ring, we saw those oppositions, right, saying that they should stop this event. Have a look at this. 19 red flags at the Mad Ring. According to what's his name? Kalman, the photographer for Formula One, Australian photographer. There have been 19 red flags today during just 6 hours. Just 6 hours of F3 testing at the Mad Ring. This is insane. Dude, 19 red flags in 6 hours. This circuit was never supposed to exist. Why it's even being forced to exist, I don't know. Why circuits like Miami, Vegas are being forced to exist, I don't know. Some street circuits make sense. Monaco, history, sure, leave it there. Baku is fun. It makes sense. There's enough racing room everywhere. It makes sense. All this other shit, man. MotoGP. At least MotoGP is sensible. For now. Let's see. Paul is replacing Vinales. There's rumors going around that Maverick might not be on the grid next season. Let's see. So far, the news is Paul is replacing him for Aragon. Aragon is this weekend, by the way. And then pieces of the puzzle are falling into place. And Nea Bastianini joins Trackhouse for 27. Not sure. Okay, so it's a two-year contract at Trackhouse for Nea. Nea is going to be good. Late race pace that this guy has is off the charts. Sia Kolisi, Rassi Erasmus announced on Tuesday that Sia Kolisi has recovered from his hamstring injury and will captain the box against the All Blacks in Cape Town on Saturday, this Saturday, on the 29th. So good to have captain back. This whole Monaco nonsense. The FIA appeals tribunal will examine today the claim by Red Bull and McLaren for the reinstatement of P3 to Pierre Gasly at the Monaco GP. According to reports, the hearing will be closed for reasons of confidentiality, and the verdict will be known as soon as possible. Now, the thing is, I heard that they might retract the results entirely. That no points will be awarded for the whole GP. There's reports that they are only looking at Gasly in particular, not at other drivers and their penalties. So let's wait for this thing to come out. Let's wait. Luca Marini signs with Red Bull Tech 3. I think this is a step down. I think Vale has opened up a seat at VR46 for him. I understand he doesn't want to be in his shadow, but also VR46 is a Ducati somewhere, on the higher end of the grid. So I would just be there, man. I would be with Vale at VR46. Instead, he's moving from Honda to Tech 3 Racing starting 27. Fermin Aldeguer as well has confirmed his seat at VR46 for the next 2 seasons. So that's that. This is how the grid shapes up. Down at the bottom, Quartararo is at Honda. His teammate not yet announced. VR46 have announced Fermin, and his teammate is to be announced. I hope Frankie's not on the grid. I hope. He's not done anything that merits a contract extension for me. So I don't know. Let's see. Trackhouse, they've completed their lineup with Raul being re-signed and Enea being the new guy coming in. Tech 3, Luca, they've announced the teammate to Luca. Let's see. Now, Premac, let's see what happens with them, and let's see what happens with LCR Honda as well. They've got Joanne, but Joanne injured. Let's see what happens with Joanne as well. So this basically was it from last week to this week, the last week of August. At least I've been able to post a video a day. Now let's see, maybe a video after a match, and then for match specific, and then we'll keep this going as a weekly news roundup. I don't know, let's see. There's a lot I still need to figure out with this channel, with how I can operate, but so far it's been going decent so far. So yeah, keep supporting, like, comment, subscribe. Anything you want to discuss, I will either reply in the comments, or I will give an answer in the next video. I'll find a way. Let's keep building this channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next week. After this weekend, we have Aragon. We have the second test match between the All Blacks and Springboks. So we have 2 things to look forward to next week, as with the news. So I'll see you guys then. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next week.